You have now entered a new dimension through the expansion of the internet world. I am Johnny Allen, and this is the Johnny Allen Podcast Show. Okay, the show does start now. I am the host. I am Johnny Allen. This is the Johnny Allen Podcast slash videocast show. How you guys doing? Doing a little audio adjustment there. All right, the Johnny Allen Podcast slash videocast show. There you go. Hey, new intro. What do you guys think? New intro there. The intro to the music is actually, the music rather to the intro, is written by yours truly. I wrote that about 5 years ago. It's just a musical piece, obviously, called The Slam. It's hard rocking, heavy metal, whatever you want to call it, metal. And yeah, the old guy still can crank out the metal once in a while. Hey, welcome to Thursday, November the 19th, 2020. Like I say every week, what a year it's been, right? A week from today is Thanksgiving. So it's here. Our Thanksgiving, like I said last week, is going to be a little bit different this year. It's going to be, I'm going to update you a little bit. I was going to be with the folks last time I talked to you on Thanksgiving. This year, no. This will be the first year ever in the history of me that I am not celebrating Thanksgiving with my family, which is kind of sad. We're going to delay it. It's going to be around Christmas. But with COVID-19, my folks are older. We're not taking any chances. We're being safe. And the wishes of my mother is, let's delay, John, for 30 days. So that's what we're going to do. But it's kind of weird, sobering, that I'm not even going to have Thanksgiving with my family. It has just been one of those years, right? It's just been, 2020 has been one of those years. Like I mentioned last week, I lost a great friend, a good friend. It's still hard, guys. I mean, I'll be honest with you, it's still tough. Back in April. And a lot of it, I would say 90% of it is due to COVID-19. Affected the mental state, affected everything that was going on with him, and God knows what else he had going on that caused him to take his life, which is very sad. But today what I'm going to talk about, I'm going to share actually a walk that I did a couple weeks ago. I'm going to share that walk with you guys. I'll come back and touch a little bit more on the holidays coming up, touch a little bit on COVID-19, and, hopefully what 2021 is going to hold. But before we go any further, first of all, thanks again for stopping by the channel. I do appreciate it. If you haven't liked and subscribed yet, please do. I'm an everyday average guy. I talk about everyday stuff. That's all I do on this show. That's all I do on this podcast for 30 minutes. I'm an average guy. I share my life with you guys, what I observe, what I see, and give you my thoughts, and, hopefully you chime in, and we just share. That's all we do. Share about life things, the good, the bad, the indifferent. Everyday life strives. We all, life's a journey, right? And we strive every day. We have obstacles in the way. We strive for what we dream for, what we want. We strive for that. Sometimes we get it, sometimes we don't. I'll talk a little bit about that later on. But anyway, www.shopdieselcoffee.com, guys. The Diesel Coffee Company, I talk about it every week, but really, Christmas is coming. There's still time to order up there. Tim does an excellent job. Do something a little different this year. Don't go buy Maxwell House or something. Nothing against those brands or Starbucks. And, go surprise your family and friends with this. Just say, hey, guys, you ever had this coffee? Check this out. There you go, www.shopdieselcoffee.com. And if you mention Johnny Allen Podcast Show, sent me to Tim, you'll get a little bit of a discount on that. It's really good coffee. Tim does a great job. I'm getting ready to order quite a bit next week. Actually, this week. Actually, tomorrow. This weekend coming up, Tim, I'm going to order some bags because I'm running a little low on my inventory, and holidays are coming up. Now, before I share the video with you guys of what I did, I will have some family. My wife's boys will be with us. We're going to try to make that as safe as possible. Grandson, one of the grandsons is coming. They're from out of town, so we don't get to see them all the time. So we are making the effort, making the time, and doing what we can to get them here and visit with them. So, but like I said, first year and ever that I haven't been with my parents. But anyway, like I said again, thanks again for stopping by. Without further ado, I'm going to share this video with you guys. And I narrate a little bit during this video. It's about maybe 10 or 15 minutes. And I'll let you guys check it out. We'll come back to studio, and we'll finish up our little visit together, right? All right. Without further ado, here's the video. All right, good morning, gang. Johnny Allen. Out today at a park nearby the house where I live. Anyway, I'm just sharing a little video. I talk about all the time with the way things are going, and politically and through the world and all that we need time away. And I've done this several times in the past, if you look at some of my back episodes. But anyhow, I'm out today. It's the first week of November. It's unusually warm right now, which is kind of nice. I guess it's an Indian summer, you might call it right now. But with all the political unrest and everything going on, I said you need a break away from, and just get away from everything in general, right? And that's exactly what I'm doing right now. I suggested taking walks in the park and all this kind of thing, and this is exactly what's going on with me. So I'm kind of sharing a little bit with you guys, obviously, right here. I'm in a woods that's, I guess, close to the home, and it's just full of nature. And actually, they said we got like 6 endangered species right here in the actual woods. So I actually say we got 6 endangered species here in the woods. In just this little area right in the middle of suburbia. So anytime you can get out and get away from everything, I highly suggest it. Now, on a little bit of a personal note with me, I'm no stranger and no different than probably millions of people in the world right now, right? With feeling the stress of this pandemic and feeling the stress, especially here in the States, of what's going on with this election. It's been weighing on my stress level as well. So I had to get out this morning and share this walk, just as a suggestion for something to do. It definitely helps me. My wife says get out and go for a walk. I think she knew I was feeling a little, edgy or whatever, just stressed out about things going on in the world. Like I said, I'm no different than millions of other people right now. The point of this whole thing right now is to take a break and get out. And I'm going to spin the camera around and share what I'm doing. You guys, like I said, get an opportunity to do something like this, get out and definitely do it. And you can see, it's just a brilliant woods, right? Check that out. Walk of the trail of the park. It's a pretty big park. I think it's like 46-acre park. But I'm going to stop talking, which for some people it's probably a good thing, and let you guys just kind of observe what I'm taking in right here. So let's go for a walk. I don't know if you guys can see, but those are squirrels. Tried to pan in on them, but I just have the cell phone, and it's not the greatest thing to record video with. But you get the idea. It's like I said, Saturday morning, first week of November. A week ago was Halloween already. It's hard to believe that a week has gone by. But this is a nice woods. I occasionally try to get out here 3 or 4 times, to 6 times a year. There's a squirrel. And you can see why. I'm in Indiana, and the leaves are pretty much all but gone now. We're heading into late fall, in, of course, winter. But like I said, you can see in the woods here, the leaves are pretty much vanished. There's a few left on some of these trees like there, but for the most part they are gone. Very quiet out here in this woods. And even for Saturday morning, there's quite a few cars out in the parking lot, but you get them back in here and you feel like you got the place to yourself. A little history on me, if I might kindly share it with you guys, is I grew up in a suburb, but we had a lot of woods and country right around, literally right down the street from me. So basically I grew up with woods and cornfields and everything. Enjoyed it as a kid and even into my teenage years, building tree forts, hay forts. Some people probably don't even know what a hay fort is, but I did all that as a child in my early years. Ever since I can remember, I love the woods, just love everything about it. I still go camping quite a bit. Lots of wildlife out here. That squirrel's just jumping, small one, he's just jumping from tree to tree. I don't even know if you can see him, but I don't know, but the wildlife out here is just spectacular. But anyway, getting back to what I was saying, I've been enjoying the woods, for as far back as I can remember. And to this day, I still enjoy camping. I still tent camp. Anyway, just love it. Getting in touch with nature here. You can see how big these trees are. Get an idea. There's some old growth back here. A lot of new growth too. You guys know that I'm a huge fan of My Self-Reliance YouTube channel. There's a guy named Sean James. Let you hear the bird there. I hope you guys enjoyed that little video phone shot I do. I mean, I just take the cell phone, right? I just take this and go out and do my thing. But I hope that you guys enjoyed that. With everything that's been going on, obviously, this year, it's good to get out and walk. And like I said in the video, with the election blahs that we had going on, whatever, the outcomes may be on that. Just the way the whole process was, the whole hype leading up to the election, after the election, the whole political world right now, not just the USA. The pandemic, huge part of all that stuff, right? The uncertainty of everything that's going on. Sometimes you just need to get out and walk and just kind of let it all go and just enjoy nature. And I hope you guys enjoyed a little bit of that. I want to touch a little bit more about that. I want to talk about the environment. The environment change. Okay, my walk there, I talk a little bit about it, but the environment change. Our environment has changed, and I'm not talking about the environment of the weather environment and whatever. Just the environment in general. The environment of social graces, how we run stuff, how we treat people, other people, that things like that. That's what I'm talking about. The stresses of the workplace. I mean, I even noticed in my workplace, just like very recent, like this week, last week. The whole mood has changed. Like I said, there's just not much grace going on. People are just quick to just jump to things, no matter what it is. There's no calm. And if there is, there's very little of it. We need to get back to that, I think, and just kind of reflect on things. Sit back and reflect on things. I have a bad habit sometimes, and I'm really trying to cure that. You know, I don't want to sweat the small stuff, right? No matter what it is, whether it's work related or not, at home, whatever. You know, I really try not to sweat any of these small things that go on. I mean, you are going to get upset and angry and kind of frustrated with things that happen, right? But really, at the end of the day, what's it really matter? My brother always talks about the 50-year rule. What's this going to matter in 50 years? And he's exactly right. What's it going to matter in 50 years from now? Hell, 50 years from now, I'm going to be dead, right? I mean, really. I'm going to be gone, long gone, 50 years from now. So something that applies that may upset you that day, someone says something to you, makes a remark, whatever it is, cuts you off on the road. You know, those are just things. At the end of the day, they're just things, right? They're just things. And, you know, with me too, I'm talking about me. Just got to kind of let that stuff go. I have no apologies for anything that I've done as far as how I work on the job, how I, you know, conduct myself with my family, my friends, and stuff like that. I try to be the best person I can possibly be. I try to work and do the best job I could possibly do, no matter what it is, whether it's working in a band situation in a recording studio, whether it's box kicking at work, you know, whatever it is. I always try to be the best I can be. But I've also learned that you're never going to satisfy all the people all the time. It's just not going to happen. They're always going to find some kind of fault in something. I used to take that real personal, and I'm learning not to do that so much anymore. It's kind of just the way things are and always have been, and maybe hopefully won't always be, but it is the way it is now, right? It's just the way people are. It's just the way they act. And to explain that, I have no explanation. To understand it, I have no understanding of it. I don't know why, you know, people don't let the little stuff just go. Or why they have to make such a big issue of little things. And, you know, the thing is, the little things, issues on little things add up and become these big things that shouldn't be big. And the next thing you know, it's all blowing up, no matter what it is. Like I said, political world, your personal life, maybe all of it, you know. A workplace, whatever, all of this stuff, right? All these things just kind of escalate and become a huge thing. If you get in an argument with your significant other, I know when Barb and I once in a while get into our little, you know, discussions, you know, heated discussions or whatever, it'll start off as this little minute thing, little bitty thing. Might even just like say something, and next thing you know, just boom. And I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty of that, you know. So I think what we need to do, and what I'm learning to do, is just take these little issues that we have and squash it right away. Squash it right away. Someone makes a comment on Facebook, whatever. Or snooze them for 30 minutes. Or how about this? Put it down. Leave it alone. Maybe, because I'll tell you what, like with my walk, I talk a little bit about that on that walk. And like I said, I've been guilty of it, and I'm sharing this with you guys. This is what I do. I kind of share some of my life experiences with you guys, and hopefully it touches some of you, and you guys can relate to some of it, and comment below on anything I'm talking about. But I just take these little things, and I'm learning to squash them. Basically just squash them, right? And I know that Chris, my good buddy down there, speaking of Chris, Box Kickers, Talking Sports, almost forgot about that. And Woo. I share the links below on some of these nice sites these guys have, right? But Chris, my good buddy down there in Austin, he'll put all these little memes up, you know, which is funny, you know. And he'll probably put something about squashing an ant or something like that. Yeah, you know, these little problems, you know, you just squash them down. I'll be anxious to see what Chris puts up there. But really, you need to squash the little things, and before they become escalated, right? Before things become escalated, right? That's really what it is. Last week I talked about, having a little bit of appreciation, especially for servicemen and women, right? I just talked about appreciation last week. Have appreciation for what people are doing. Like I said, if you do something wrong at work, I just use work as an example because it's the first thing I thought of. If you mess up, make a little mistake, right? We all do, right? Don't just, I mean, I understand pointing it out, right? Pointing it out, you got to point it out. But you can also point out all the good stuff he did. Hey, I understand, you're working in a pandemic right now, in our case, in everybody's case, I guess, really. Working under a pandemic, the stress levels are high, blah, 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 blah. I understand all this stuff. Appreciate all the hard work you're doing. Just wanted to point this out, try to look at it, whatever, let it go. Don't escalate things. No matter what it is, don't escalate things. And for God's sakes, if you're the person or the people or whatever it is that want to constantly bash your team, your coworkers and your team, and you're one of them, please don't do that. I mean, it's just such bad karma. It's just not even right, I used to be, I used to be guilty of that. I find myself changing. I'm changing as I get older, guys, and I'm just sharing this with you. You guys do what you want. You can continue to bash people. You can continue to be an ass, to say it bluntly. If you want to be an ass, you can continue to do these things. But just me personally, I am changing as I get older. I'm learning to forgive, give grace, and blah, blah, blah. I think it really helps to forgive and have some grace on people and not sweat the big stuff. Like I said, squash it before it becomes a big issue, right? That's really what I got today. And by me saying that, with the pandemic and stuff, obviously the extra added stresses that's going on everything, right? We got holidays coming up. Holidays in itself can be added stresses without a pandemic, right? Holidays can be an added stress because you're trying to accommodate, the family coming in, the friends, the meals, trying to buy Christmas gifts or whatever. It just adds added stresses. Maybe a lot of people are out of work right now because of COVID. Things are up and down financially because of the COVID-19 virus. So you got all these things that are going to, it's just added stresses, right? So my recommendation, take it for what it's worth from little old Johnny Allen, is simplify everything. Simplify it, squash it before it becomes an issue. Like I say, squash it before it becomes an issue. And just simplify everything. I was talking to my wife about it, and we had a couple, not bad, but I said, we're not having it with my family. We're not having a big Thanksgiving this year. We just got your boys coming. Let's make it real simple. Even my daughter and my son, they're kind of staying and hanging with their kids, and my daughter doesn't want to get out, so you guys get the picture. So it's just basically my wife's boys coming, two of them, and the grandson. Okay, so I said, let's just keep it simple. Simple turkey, some green beans, mashed potatoes, stuffing, and maybe a pie, And I think we agreed on that. But, getting to there, the point is it can be stressful. So, let's not make it so. My suggestion is let's not make it so. Which just, like I said, just keep it calm and carry on, right? And we got to simplify. I'm stressing really. I think with this pandemic going on and the political uncertainty that's around the corner next year, right? Could be bad, could be good. I'm praying that it's good. I'm praying that things get better, right? Obviously. But with the uncertainties going on, let's just kind of let's keep things simple. And one thing I'd like to add before I close today, guys, on the podcast, I do appreciate you guys checking in and everything. My little podcast here is doing great on Facebook. It's hit and miss on YouTube. YouTube's a huge platform. There's millions of people doing what I'm doing. So I don't expect it to go boom. But I think you guys on Facebook, the love and support I'm getting on Facebook is incredible, and I do appreciate that. Just a Crossroads Saints update. We're still studio. We've been tracking the studio. We're taking Thanksgiving off, obviously, and Christmas, so there'll be a little bit of a slowdown. First of the year, though, man, we're going to finish up this project. It's turning out fantastic. Thank you, Mark, for doing all this guitar work, if he's watching, because he's doing a dynamite job. So that's Crossroads. So the band thing. But get back what I'm talking about here, with the holidays and stuff coming up, just enjoy the holidays, enjoy your people, and just have a good time. Stay safe. And like I said, I hope that with all the uncertainty I was talking about, with next year, 2021 coming. There's a lot of uncertainty. So just try to enjoy every day. My suggestion is this: enjoy every day. Stay calm, relax, go for the walks like I showed earlier. When things start really getting to you, because man, they can. I mean, I share a lot of my personal life with you guys. Not all of it, of course, but a lot of it. And I hope, because I know there's a lot of people like me that can identify with what's going on. I have a swig of the coffee here. I'm sorry, Tim, but this is not diesel, a rarity. I had diesel this morning, but the wife and I went out and we got some from a local coffee place. But like again, supporting local coffee people. So anyway, let's just have, I pray for a prosper, good year coming up this year, and we get the pandemic under control. In the meantime, like I said, we should stay relaxed. We'll not sweat the big stuff. We'll squash a issue before it becomes big. Let's don't take a small thing and make it big in the first place, right? Let's don't take something that's really small and make it big. For God's sakes, if you're going to reprimand somebody on the job, don't do it on Friday before they're getting ready to leave and go on and then say, oh, by the way, have a nice weekend. You did X, Y, and Z. You messed up, but I don't want to look at the good stuff you did. I just want to look at all the bad stuff you did. And, I'm sorry about that, but that's really what people want me to do, I'm speaking for, like, leadership. They want us to recognize all your bad stuff, not recognize your good stuff, okay? And, by the way, we're going to tell you that on Friday as you get ready to leave for your weekend, as you're walking out the door. Have a great weekend. Let's don't do that. I mean, to me, guys, really, is that really the way to handle it? And the issues that were brought up with me personally were just minute. And a lot of things are minute. I mean, things that really don't need to be brought up. Okay, all right, that's it. That's all I got to say about it. And you know what? And if the politics of the world are going to do this to you, don't let it bother you. I mean, that's it, really. Thanks again, guys, for watching. Next weekend is Thanksgiving. I will try to pre-record something. I don't expect you to watch on Thanksgiving. There's too much other things going on. Maybe you can check it out on Friday night or the weekend or whatever. I do appreciate the love and support. You guys take care of yourselves. I hope you get something out of what I talk about every week for 30 minutes. Go get Tim's coffee up there because it's really good coffee. Holidays are coming. Get some bags of coffee. If you want to check out sports and some good humor, go check out Chris and Daniel on Box Kickers Talking Sports. Woo with Woody has some interesting stuff on his program as well. And last but not least, Sean James, if you want to get out in the woods. If you can't get out in the woods yourself, go share it with Sean. Sean will share all that with you guys. If you want to learn some how to do stuff by hand, make cabin trees, make a cabin, build a cabin, build outdoor buildings, just the wildlife, the nature thing, the hunting, the fishing. If you're into that kind of thing, My Self-Reliance. I got all the links below. Like I say every week, God willing, I'll see you guys next week. All right, guys, Johnny Allen here, the Johnny Allen Podcast / Videocast Show. Hey, if you like coffee, listen. Shop, www.shopdieselcoffee.com. Yes, I cover up my beautiful face to promote this brand. Now listen, Diesel Coffee Company is a new upstart coffee company, right? A good friend of mine, Tim, up in Michigan, had started this company a while back. Seriously, if you want good coffee, I talk about it all the time. He's got a variety of different blends, roasting techniques, anything. If you're a coffee connoisseur, order from Diesel Coffee Company, www.shopdieselcoffee.com, and tell them Johnny Allen sent you, and you'll get a discount. Thank you, and have a great one.